Today we have the mayoral race in New York City. Now it's not over. We don't have the results yet as we go on air here. But I believe someone had predicted what would happen a while back. Let's take a look and see what that guy predicted.
So all of a sudden, I'm a fan of Bill de Blasio. And I think that ad is awesome. Now, of course, it depends on how many people see it. But if it gets out wide, I think Bill de Blasio might be the next mayor of New York City. I said it. I said it.
Indeed, I said it all the way back on August 10th. At that point, he was third in the polls among Democrats. They had not done the Democratic primary yet. I said he's going to surge ahead and he's going to win the Democratic primary, and then he's going to win the overall mayoral election rather easily. And he did surge ahead. He did win the Democratic primary. As we go to the polls today, Bill de Blasio leads by 40 points. Thor's hammer's got nothing on Jenk's elbow. That's how I roll, man. So pundits on TV. Get. That's how you do punditry. Okay. I remember when I called the 2012 election 6 weeks ahead of time. And everyone's like, oh, Cenk, you're crazy. Don't do it. And then Obama had that terrible debate. They're like, you regret it, right? I said, no. Did I stutter? Bill de Blasio, third in the primary, to up 40 points in the general election. Anyway, not a big deal. Okay, so when he does win, later tonight it'll be announced. Look, it's going to be a new day in New York, and I think it's going to be great. Look, he's a pragmatist, so all this nonsense talk. New York Post put up pictures of Bill de Blasio with like a communist flag, and they're talking about going back to the Soviet Union. Something like he once visited the Soviet Union, like anybody with a brain would be interested and go. It's not like he got. I mean, the illusion was insanity, and it was from the 1980s. That's how desperate they were, and it didn't work. You know, Joe Lolta is going to get his ass handed to him today, and de Blasio is going to be the next mayor. And when he does, it's not like he's going to bring in some sort of communist, Marxist utopia. No, he's just going to say, hey, listen, man, the stop and frisk was predominantly, and this is an absolute fact, stopping and frisking blacks and Latinos, and massively disproportionately. So we're not going to do that anymore, okay? Doesn't mean we're going to not police New York. Of course we're still going to do policing. In fact, we're going to reach out to the communities, see what kind of policing they need. Revolutionary idea. Not just the bankers on Wall Street and Manhattan. And look, Bloomberg had a mixed record. His abuse of civil liberties was outrageous. At the same time, his record on crime was pretty good. There's a lot of different reasons for that. But look, he was the mayor, credit where credit is due. And to Bloomberg's credit, he would have a position, whether it was the right one or the wrong one, and he would stick with it, and the polls would be against him and he wouldn't care. So not a regular politician, an interesting record, right? But he served for 12 years, and as happens in every instance, when you stay in power too long, you will end up becoming more and more power hungry. It's ironic, and you think you can't do anything wrong. And Bloomberg had clearly abused that power by the end. So it is past time to roll that back. And I think that Bill de Blasio is going to do that, but he's going to do it in a smart way. I think that's why it made sense to vote for him in the primaries. He's a progressive who is pragmatic as well, and so it's now time to go forward with a new New York City, and don't buy into any of the fear-mongering from the right wing about, oh my God, all the crime is going to rush back. Do you know that Bill de Blasio doesn't hate black people or Latinos? So obviously crime is going to go up in New York City. Think about how racist that is as a reason to criticize Bill de Blasio. He says he's going to do more community policing. Just not going to do it in the dumb, irrational way where he says, oh, you black Latino, I don't know, let me just stop and frisk you and see what happens. And by the way, that's also unconstitutional. Another good reason to stop it. Now, lastly, the amazing fact of the day here. Do you know that in New York City, Democrats outnumber Republicans 6-1 in registration, yet they have not had a Democratic mayor since 1989. Isn't that interesting? So in the bluest of places, you can still have Republican mayors. And by the way, in the reddest of states, you can still have Democrats win. So whenever they tell you, oh, it can't be done in a red state, they're lying to you.